He was the king of late night, a man whose presence behind a desk for 30 years helped define not just an era of television, but American culture itself. But behind the curtain, behind the applause and the laugh tracks, who was Johnny Carson really? Johnny Carson was born on October 23, 1925 in Corning, Iowa. His family soon relocated to Norfolk, Nebraska, a quiet Midwestern town where, at the age of 12, Johnny discovered a magic kit in a catalog. That spark, that small box of tricks, would ignite a lifelong love for showmanship. He began performing magic at local fairs and parties under the name The Great Carsoni. For a shy kid in the Great Depression, illusions weren't just tricks, they were confidence, control, a way to turn attention into applause. After graduating high school in 1943, Carson enlisted in the United States Navy during World War II. He served aboard the USS Pennsylvania, and, he later said it was there that he learned the discipline and timing that would become his signature in broadcasting. Post-war, he attended the University of Nebraska, majoring in radio and speech with a minor in physics, which, honestly, was a pretty rare combo that made him uniquely equipped to balance both the technical and theatrical aspects of television. In the early 1950s, Carson got his first real break as a writer for Red Skelton's show and eventually filled in as host after Skelton was injured. From there, Johnny landed his own local show, Carson's Cellar, which, caught the attention of CBS executives. By 1955, he was hosting The Johnny Carson Show, a primetime variety program that, was short-lived but really laid the groundwork for his smooth delivery and that understated charisma he became known for. In 1962, NBC needed a replacement for Jack Paar as host of The Tonight Show. It was a risky move, but the network decided to take a chance on Carson. His very first show aired on October 1, 1962, and from that night forward, the landscape of late-night television was never the same. Over the next 3 decades, Johnny Carson became, honestly, an institution. His crisp monologues, impeccable comedic timing, and that relaxed Midwestern sensibility made him the gold standard for every late-night host to follow. He didn't just interview guests, he elevated them. Whether it was a nervous stand-up comic or a Hollywood legend, Carson made everyone feel like a star, and made every viewer feel like they were in on the conversation. Johnny's couch became a proving ground for talent. A successful spot on Carson often meant instant fame, and careers were launched overnight. Think about this. Robin Williams, David Letterman, Jerry Seinfeld, Joan Rivers, Steve Martin, Ellen DeGeneres, all got their big breaks thanks to Carson. When Johnny invited a comic to sit on the couch after a set, it wasn't just a courtesy, it was a coronation. But off camera, Johnny Carson was a paradox. He was, intensely private, known to vanish from public view as soon as the red light on the camera dimmed. He was married 4 times and struggled with relationships, often described by friends as distant, even melancholy. He famously said, "I know a man who gave up smoking, drinking, sex, and rich food. He was healthy right up to the day he killed himself." That quote, wrapped in humor, layered in sadness, speaks volumes. He avoided Hollywood's cocktail circuit. He rarely gave interviews. He preferred solitude and the ocean, spending most of his post-retirement years quietly sailing off the coast of California. On May 22, 1992, after 30 years and over 4,500 episodes, Johnny Carson said goodnight one last time. He didn't cry. He didn't bring out a big musical number, just a simple, heartfelt farewell. I bid you a very heartfelt goodnight. 50 million people watched that night, a testament not just to his popularity, but to the connection he'd formed with America over decades. Johnny Carson passed away in 2005 due to complications from emphysema, but his influence? It's everywhere. From the rhythms of late-night monologues to the format of celebrity interviews, Carson created the blueprint. He showed that television could be smart without being smug, funny without being cruel, and charming without trying too hard. Every late-night host working today, from Jimmy Fallon to Stephen Colbert to Jimmy Kimmel, owes a debt to Johnny. So, who was Johnny Carson? He was a magician, a veteran, a broadcaster, a perfectionist, a comic genius with a Nebraska drawl and the timing of a jazz drummer. A man who made millions laugh and quietly walked away while they were still clapping. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into television history. Subscribe to the Vintage TV Network for more stories behind the screen. Until next time, keep the dial tuned to the classics.